Mrs. Evelyn, 74 years old, used to have a habit that seemed completely harmless. Every morning, after making her cup of tea, she would settle into her favorite armchair by the window. She'd sit there for hours, watching the birds, reading the newspaper, letting her thoughts drift, rarely getting up. "At my age, what else is there to do?" she would say, half joking, half true. Then one morning, after another quiet start to the day, she stood up, and everything felt off. Her head spun. Her knees trembled. She had to grab the armrest tightly just to stay steady. Her heart was racing. She didn't fall, but she was scared. That day, for the first time in years, she asked herself, "Am I slowly shortening my life just by doing what I've always done?" You see, after age 65, what wears us down isn't necessarily aging itself. It's the familiar routines that quietly drain our strength, dull our spirits, and chip away at our joy, little by little. And the truth is, most of us don't realize it until something goes wrong. In today's video, we're going to take a closer look at 10 everyday habits that can silently harm the health of older adults, especially between the ages of 65 and 80. And more importantly, we'll talk about how to gently shift those habits in practical ways, so you can feel stronger, happier, and more in control of your life every single day. We'll begin with something very simple, yet it's one of the most common habits among older adults. Let me tell you a quick story. A man named Carl, 71, used to spend most of his day in his recliner, TV remote in one hand, coffee mug in the other. "I earned my rest," he'd say. And it's true, after decades of hard work, who wouldn't want to relax? But over time, Carl noticed something. His knees felt stiffer, his back ached more, and he was having trouble getting up from low chairs. One day, while trying to carry a small box up the porch steps, he lost his balance and nearly fell. His doctor told him something he didn't expect. "Carl, you're not just aging, you're deconditioning." And the culprit? Too much sitting. As we age, movement becomes more important, not less. Extended sitting, more than an hour at a time, slows your metabolism, weakens your leg and core muscles, and reduces circulation. That adds up to stiffness, slower reflexes, and an increased risk of falling. Even if you take a walk every morning, long stretches of sitting during the rest of the day can undo many of those benefits. It's not just about how often you exercise, it's about how often you move. Try this. If you've been sitting for a while, stand up right now. Roll your shoulders, stretch your legs, walk to the kitchen and back. That little movement helps wake up your circulation, engage your muscles, and boost your energy. Simple tip. Set a timer to stand up every 30 to 45 minutes. March in place. Do a few arm circles. Refill your water. Even light movement counts. You don't need a gym or fancy equipment. Your own body is the best tool you've got. Because here's the truth. The longer you stay still, the faster your body forgets how to move. But the more you move, gently, regularly, the longer your strength and independence last. So let's keep moving. Even a little bit goes a long way. Let me tell you about Mr. Richard, a retired firefighter in his late 60s. A strong man his whole life. But lately, he'd been feeling a bit off. His legs didn't feel as sturdy. Carrying groceries was more tiring than it used to be. And climbing stairs? That became a real chore. At first, he brushed it off. "I'm just getting older," he told himself. But during a routine checkup, his doctor said something that stopped him in his tracks. "Richard, you're not getting enough protein. Your muscles are shrinking." As we age, our bodies naturally begin to lose muscle mass. This process is called sarcopenia, and it starts earlier than most of us realize. But here's the tricky part. As we get older, our bodies also become less efficient at absorbing and using protein. So even if we eat the same amount we did at 40, it may no longer be enough. And that's when the trouble sneaks in. Weak muscles don't just make you feel tired. They increase your risk of falling, limit your independence, and can even shorten your lifespan. So what did Richard do? He didn't start lifting heavy weights. He simply added more high-protein foods to his meals: eggs for breakfast, grilled chicken for lunch, Greek yogurt as a snack. He also added light strength exercises 3 times a week, using resistance bands and doing chair squats. In just a few weeks, Richard noticed he felt steadier, more energized, and proud of himself. Here's a quick tip for you. Try standing up from a chair without using your hands. If that feels difficult, your muscles may already be weakening, and it's time to step up your protein game. In your 60s, 70s, and 80s, protein isn't just a nutrient. It's your body's building block for strength, balance, and confidence. Let's keep going, because the next mistake is one that steals something we all need: sleep. Let me tell you a story about Frank, a 71-year-old retired school principal. Every morning, he'd wake up feeling groggy, even after going to bed early. His memory seemed fuzzier. He'd lose his train of thought mid-sentence. His energy was low, and he just chalked it up to normal aging. But during a visit to his doctor, he got a wake-up call. "Frank, your sleep isn't deep enough. Your body isn't recovering." You see, one of the biggest myths about aging is that older adults need less sleep. That's simply not true. As we age, our sleep patterns change, yes, but our need for quality sleep does not. In fact, good sleep is more important than ever for older adults because it helps with muscle repair, heart health, memory consolidation, immune system support. When you don't get enough deep, restorative sleep, your body struggles to heal, your mind becomes foggy, and your risk for heart disease, depression, and even dementia rises. Frank's doctor helped him adjust his nighttime routine. No more screens an hour before bed. No caffeine after 2 p.m. He added a simple wind-down ritual, gentle stretching, and soft music. And most importantly, he kept a consistent sleep schedule, even on weekends. Within 2 weeks, he noticed a difference. His mind was sharper. His blood pressure improved. He even started smiling more in the mornings. So here's a tip. Do you wake up feeling refreshed or still tired? If it's the latter, your body may not be getting the sleep it truly needs. You've worked hard your whole life. You deserve rest, not just any rest, but the kind that restores, renews, and gives you energy to enjoy life. Next up, we'll tackle a habit many older adults underestimate: neglecting strength and balance training. Edward, 74, took a walk every morning without fail. He thought that was enough to keep him healthy, and for a while it was. But then one day, while stepping off a curb, he lost his balance and fell. Nothing broke, but it scared him deeply. At his checkup, his doctor said something that stuck with him. Walking is good for your heart, but it's not enough to keep your muscles and balance sharp. Here's the truth. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, and our balance becomes less stable. It's a slow process, and most people don't notice it until they trip, stumble, or fall. And falls, they're the #1 cause of injury among adults over 65 in the U.S. The real danger isn't weak legs. It's weak core muscles and poor stability. If you're not doing specific strength and balance training, you're silently putting yourself at risk every day. Edward didn't need to join a fancy gym. He started simple. He practiced standing on one foot for 10 seconds at a time. He did gentle squats using a chair for support. He walked heel to toe along a hallway to improve his balance. Twice a week, he used light resistance bands for arm and leg exercises. Within a month, his confidence returned. His posture improved. And most importantly, he felt safer walking outdoors again. Want to try a quick test? Stand near a counter, lift one foot slightly, and see if you can balance for 10 seconds. If you wobble or need to grab onto something, that's a sign. It's time to start working on your stability. Staying independent doesn't just mean walking more. It means building strength where it counts and protecting your balance every single day. Coming up next, we'll talk about one of the most overlooked dangers for older adults: not drinking enough water. Walter, age 76, thought he was drinking enough coffee in the morning, a bit of water with lunch, but he began noticing more headaches, dry mouth, muscle cramps, and dizziness when standing up. His doctor told him something surprising. As you age, your thirst signal gets weaker. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. This is a hidden risk for many seniors. After 65, our bodies don't retain water as well, and we're more sensitive to its loss. Even mild dehydration can lead to fatigue and confusion. muscle weakness and poor balance, constipation and urinary tract infections, increased risk of falls. Walter changed one small habit. He started his day with a full glass of water and kept a bottle nearby throughout the day. Within a week, his energy improved, his joints felt better, and the dizzy spells were gone. Think you're drinking enough? Try this test. Gently pinch the skin on the back of your hand. If it bounces back quickly, you're likely hydrated. If it stays raised or takes a second to settle, your body may need more water. Quick hydration tips for older adults. Start your day with a full glass of water before coffee. Sip water between meals, not just during them. Limit caffeine and alcohol, which can dehydrate you. Add flavor, like lemon or cucumber, if plain water isn't appealing. Eat water-rich foods like watermelon, cucumbers, and soups. Staying hydrated keeps your joints cushioned, your brain sharp, and your energy up. It's one of the easiest, most powerful things you can do for your health, starting today. Next up, let's talk about something nearly everyone overlooks: why underestimating protein could be silently weakening your muscles. When Richard turned 68, he noticed something subtle but unsettling. His legs felt weaker, his arms looked thinner, and he didn't have that same get-up-and-go he used to. He figured it was just part of getting older, but his doctor said otherwise. "You're not getting enough protein," the doctor told him, "and that's why your muscles are quietly shrinking." It's a condition called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. After 60, our bodies become less efficient at processing protein, so we need even more of it just to maintain what we have. And yet, many older adults eat less protein than they should, thinking they're fine if they're not hungry. Here's the reality. Without enough protein, you begin to lose muscle mass. When that happens, everyday things like standing up from a chair, carrying groceries, climbing stairs, become harder and more dangerous. Weak muscles also affect your balance, increasing your risk of falls, hospitalizations, and long recovery times. Richard made a simple change. He started adding more lean protein into his meals: eggs for breakfast, chicken or beans for lunch, Greek yogurt or nuts for snacks. Within weeks, he felt stronger, steadier, and more confident. How can you tell if you need more protein? Try standing up from a chair without using your hands. If it's difficult, your legs may be losing strength, and your diet might not be keeping up. Here's what to do. Aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal. Include protein-rich snacks throughout the day. Combine it with light strength training for even better results. Remember, it's never too late to build strength. Fueling your muscles helps you stay active, independent, and safe. Let's not wait until walking becomes a struggle to make a change. Next, we'll talk about something most people dismiss: why ignoring sleep quality could quietly drain your brain and body. Frank, age 71, used to say, "I don't need much sleep anymore. I'm just getting old." But over time, he noticed something wasn't right. He felt sluggish during the day, had trouble concentrating, and even started forgetting little things like where he put his keys or what he walked into the kitchen for. At first, he thought it was just old age. But his doctor explained, it wasn't just aging, it was poor sleep. You see, after 65, your body still needs restorative sleep, deep, uninterrupted rest that helps your brain, muscles, heart, and immune system recharge. But many seniors fall into a harmful belief that waking up tired, tossing and turning, or getting by on 4 to 5 hours is just normal for their age. It's not. Poor sleep speeds up physical decline, weakens memory, raises blood pressure, and increases the risk of depression, heart disease, and even dementia. Frank decided to make some changes. He cut off screen time an hour before bed, switched his coffee to decaf after lunch, made his bedroom cooler and quieter, created a relaxing bedtime routine with soft music and reading. Within weeks, he felt more alert during the day, more cheerful, and even his blood pressure improved. Here's a quick self-check. Do you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to start the day? Or do you wake up groggy, stiff, or still tired? If it's the latter, your body might not be getting the deep sleep it needs. Here's what helps. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. Avoid heavy meals, alcohol, or screens late at night. Stick to a sleep schedule, even on weekends. Make your sleep space calm, dark, and quiet. Good sleep isn't a luxury. It's one of your most powerful tools for staying mentally sharp, emotionally balanced, and physically strong. Next up, we'll talk about something just as underestimated. How poor balance, not just weak legs, is the #1 reason seniors fall, and what you can do about it. For years, Edward, age 74, thought he was doing everything right. He took a walk every morning, rain or shine. "Walking keeps me fit," he'd say proudly. But one afternoon, while stepping off a curb, he misjudged the height, lost his balance, and fell. Luckily, nothing was broken, but it shook him, and it scared his family too. When he told his doctor, she said something he didn't expect. "Walking is great, but it's not enough." You see, as we get older, we naturally lose muscle strength, balance, and coordination. It's not just about staying active. It's about training your body to stay upright, stable, and strong. Falls are the leading cause of injury in older adults. And they don't just hurt physically. They take away your confidence, your independence, and sometimes, your ability to live alone. Edward's doctor suggested he start a simple balance and strength routine, right at home. No fancy gym, no heavy weights. Here's what worked for him and could work for you. Standing on one foot while holding onto a chair for support. Mini squats to strengthen legs. Heel to toe walking to improve stability. Using resistance bands to gently challenge arm and leg muscles. Practicing getting up from a chair without using hands. Within a month, Edward said he felt steadier, more confident, and less anxious about moving around. Want to try a balance test right now? Stand near a sturdy counter. Lift one foot an inch off the ground and try to hold it for 10 seconds. Wobbly. That's a sign your balance muscles need some work. The good news is, it's never too late to start. A few minutes a day, done consistently, can reduce fall risk, build strength, and give you back the freedom to move without fear. Next, let's talk about a silent mistake many seniors make. One that dries out the body and the brain. Not drinking enough water. Walter, age 76, always thought he was drinking enough. A cup of coffee in the morning, a glass of water at lunch, maybe some iced tea at dinner. But lately, he'd been getting dizzy when standing up. His joints felt stiff, and his energy was dragging. At his checkup, the doctor told him something that surprised him. "You're dehydrated." You might not realize it, but as we age, our thirst signal weakens. That means by the time you feel thirsty, your body is already low on fluids. And chronic dehydration can lead to serious issues like dizziness and falls, confusion or fuzzy thinking, constipation, joint pain, urinary tract infections, and even kidney problems. Walter's doctor explained that coffee and tea, though they count as fluids, can also act as diuretics, pulling water out of the body instead of hydrating it. So Walter made a small but powerful change. He started drinking a full glass of water first thing in the morning and kept a water bottle near him throughout the day. Within just 2 weeks, he noticed, his energy improved. His digestion was smoother. His mind felt clearer. And those dizzy spells? Gone. Here's a quick hydration check you can do right now. Gently pinch the skin on the back of your hand. If it snaps back quickly, you're likely well hydrated. If it stays tented or slow to settle, you may need more fluids. Aim for about 6 to 8 cups of water a day, adjusting for weather, activity, and medications. Spread it out. Don't chug it all at once. A few sips every hour go a long way. Remember, water isn't just a drink. It's fuel for your brain, your muscles, and your heart. The next time you feel foggy or sluggish, don't reach for caffeine. Reach for a glass of water instead. Up next, let's look at how restoring your sleep can restore your health, starting with your brain. Meet Frank, 71. For years, he believed that as you get older, you simply need less sleep. So he stayed up late watching TV, slept lightly, and shrugged off his daytime fatigue. But one day, Frank forgot where he left his car keys, twice in the same week. He started feeling groggy in the morning, and his blood pressure was all over the place. At his next doctor's visit, he got a wake-up call. His sleep habits were quietly hurting his brain and heart. Here's the truth most people don't realize. Sleep doesn't become less important as we age. It becomes more important. Quality sleep helps repair muscles and tissues, process memories, balance blood sugar and pressure, boost immune defenses, and keep the brain sharp. But after 60, we're more likely to experience light, interrupted sleep, and to confuse this as needing less. That's a dangerous myth. Frank's doctor suggested some gentle but effective changes. No caffeine after 2 p.m. No screens 1 hour before bed. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. Keep the bedroom cool, quiet, and dark. Within a few weeks, Frank was sleeping deeper, waking up clearer, and even thinking faster. His energy bounced back, and so did his confidence. Here's a quick check. Do you wake up feeling refreshed or groggy, like you've barely slept? If you feel drained, chances are your deep sleep cycles are being interrupted, which affects everything from memory to mobility. Good sleep is like overnight maintenance for your entire body. Don't skip it. Naps help, but nothing beats a full night of solid rest. So tonight, treat sleep like medicine. Create a routine, wind down with intention, and protect your rest like it's sacred, because it is. Now, let's move on to one of the most overlooked secrets to long life, and it doesn't cost a dime. Dear friend, if you've made it to the end of this video, I believe something important about you. You're not just living, you're looking to live with more meaning in this chapter of life. We've just explored 10 habits that might seem harmless, but over time, they quietly take away your health, clarity, and joy, the very things that make your golden years truly golden. Maybe you saw yourself in some of the stories. A little stiffness from sitting too long, a bit of loneliness that creeps in when the house is too quiet, or perhaps you've simply been so busy caring for others, you forgot to care for yourself. But hear me when I say this, it's never too late to begin again. Whether you're 65, 75, or beyond, even the smallest step you take today can start rewriting the story of your life. So when this video ends, stand up and stretch, pour yourself a glass of water, call someone you love, or step outside for a breath of fresh air. Because life is still here, and there's so much more of it for you to feel, to give, and to enjoy. If today's message spoke to your heart, sparkles click like to let me know you're walking this journey with me. Memo, leave a comment below. Tell me which moment or insight meant the most to you. I read everyone. Bell and subscribe to this channel so we can keep growing together, stronger, wiser, and more joyful every single day. Thank you for being here. Take your time. Take care of yourself. And remember, growing older isn't the end. It's just a different season, and it's one worth living fully.